Well, if you haven't been in the news lately and then you haven't heard that Adidas is releasing what they're calling reverse retro jerseys, and there have been teasers released for, I would say, about the last week of these jerseys. There's been some leaks of it, but now this morning, Adidas has released all 31 NHL teams' reverse retro jerseys, and I'm here to react to them and grade them. I've seen a couple of them while I was out. I was doing my G test, which I passed, by the way. So, yeah, let's get right into it. There is a video. We won't watch it, by the way. Shout out to sportslogos.net. Great website if you want to look up jersey history, logos of the past from current teams, past teams, what have you. I highly recommend that you check it out. Let's get right into it. First, we start off with the Anaheim Ducks, and of course, with Sports Logos, they've done a past and the current release. So, big shout out to Sports Logos for doing the work for me. And when the Wild Wing initially came out, it was so bad that it was good. But now it is so good that it's good. This is phenomenal right here. This Mighty Wing jersey, or Wild Wing jersey, is freaking incredible, man. This is such a shout out to the past. And if you're not sure what the reverse retro is, it's basically like a retro jersey that a team may have worn like in the past. So basically it's a shout out to the past, and they just like reverse the colors. So that's why there's a white version of this instead of, I guess you can call that green, aquamarine, something like that. But this is a gorgeous jersey. I'm going to rank these jerseys on a scale of 1 to 10. I gotta say, this might be a 9 for me. I feel like the green's a little bit bright, but other than that, this is a great jersey. They got the font down right down to a T. The classic Wild Wing jumping out of the ice. It's just such a good look. I love this jersey. If I didn't already complete the collection, this would be the first jersey that I buy. Just well done by Anaheim. The Arizona Coyotes. And of course, people hated the Peyote jerseys because, again, it was so bad that it was good. For this one, chef's kiss. That's all you can say. This is an unbelievably beautiful jersey. I think Arizona and Adidas hit the nail right on the head. I love that they brought the purple in. I think using the purple is great. It's kind of like a shout out to the Phoenix Suns, which is of course the NBA team in Arizona. It's just so good. I know Deke Slayer's in love with it, and I'm pretty sure he's going to buy that and wear it on stream. I'd buy that. It's a really cool jersey. Again, so bad that it's good, but this is, again, so good that it is good. The boss, I would give this a 9. I feel like, again, I can see why they're going with the black stripe on the arm, but you look at the other, if you look at the original, it has the mountains running through the sleeves as well, like on the cuff at the sleeve. On the reverse retro, it doesn't have that. So I feel like that kind of loses its character, but I mean, it's still a good jersey. I would give it more of an 8 if they had, if they had the continued canyon landscape going on the cuff of the arms. I think you would have a perfect retro jersey. The Boston Bruins. They brought back the meth bear. That's really all you can call it. That's literally what it is. It's the meth bear. I think this is a beautiful jersey. I'm not a Boston fan. I'm obviously a Leafs fan at heart, but I can admit that the Bruins have had some pretty damn good jerseys through the year. Now, people wanted the Pooh Bear jersey to be brought back. There was a chance that it would have been brought back, but I could see why they didn't. This is a shout out to like the Bobby Orr era, and I think it's really great. And the fact that they made a yellow version basically of the inspiration, it's just such a good look, man. I don't know how people can dunk on this. I think it's fantastic. I would give it a 10. I think a 10 would be the right score. Maybe 9.5. You change the white on the wrist, then you got a perfect jersey. Other than that, though, it's a good jersey, man. It's really, really nice. Well done to Boston. Now, the Buffalo Sabres went an interesting route. They basically brought back the old red alternate, but put their spin on it. Now, of course, Buffalo is changing back to the royal blue. They've already unveiled their new jerseys, and now they're putting their own spin on the old Buffalo look. And I gotta tell you, they hit the nail right on the head, too. You got the saber with the circle, and on the shoulder you can't really see it, but it's the old goat head. They nailed this, man. They absolutely nailed it. I think this is a 10 out of 10. I can't see people dunking on this. I can't dunk on it. It's a good jersey. It's a really good jersey. And I think Buffalo, with the whole rebranding, they did a pretty good job with it. If there was maybe one thing I would change, maybe you darken the blue just a tad. I get they're obviously not going to, because this is their new look. At least they didn't bring that old dip neckline, because my God, that was an ugly dip neckline. But Buffalo, I would give them a 10. That's honestly a really good jersey. Speaking of good jerseys, I could eat this up all day long. Excuse the rattling of my microphone arm. The Calgary Flames have brought Blasty back, and there were leaks of it. As soon as you saw the teaser, you knew this was going to happen. I'm so glad they brought Blasty back. It is honestly one of the most underrated alternate logos ever, especially for Calgary. And they basically copied the original inspiration, except that they changed up the shoulder. The font looks a little bit different, and at the bottom they don't have that red part at the bottom, especially on the neckline. So it's definitely a bit of a change. I feel like they were gonna go with maybe a white version, which I think would have been very interesting to see how they would have done with that, but just using a black version is great. I'll be honest, I'm glad Calgary changed their colors and went back to the old school red and yellow. But with this reverse retro, it's a bit weird because they don't have the black anymore, unless they use that as an alternate, which I could see. It's just really strange timing, I think, to do this. So it's kind of confusing people because, they got rid of the old black design with the red, and they're basically bringing it back with Blasty. But hey, they listened to the people, they brought Blasty back, and they didn't change anything about him. So I think this is a really good jersey. I would probably put this at about a 9. I can understand why they changed the alternate logo. It does reverse it, but you kind of lose points because of the striping on the bottom. I feel like the bottom is a little bit too plain. If you brought in the red from the inspiration, put that on the bottom, then you have a perfect jersey, honestly, in my opinion. The Carolina Hurricanes went a very interesting route. Of course, they brought back the Hartford Whalers look yet again, and I mean, it works, but at the same time, it's gray. It's kind of weird for me, and this is the thing you're going to notice about the reverse retro jerseys, or retro reverse, whatever they're calling it, that the white is basically being substituted for gray because of, the reverse, and gray is basically the opposite of white and what have you. It's okay. I'm glad they brought back the whale on the shoulder. Basically, they brought back the Gordie Howe era version of this jersey. I'm okay with it. It's better than that green. Honestly, I feel like they should have gone with blue. I would have loved to see the Whalers blue. I know Toogie would have loved to see the Whalers blue, because that's the best Hartford jersey ever. Do not add us. I can't wait to see if Toogie does a review. I'm sure he's going to. I'm very sure that he's going to do a review. So if I were to give an honest score, I'd give it a little bit lower of a score. I'd give it a 7. I like the piping. I like the striping. The gray just is not working for me, man. It's not working for me. That's why I put it a little bit lower. I don't like the gray. I really don't. The Chicago Blackhawks, this is my first time seeing it, so you're getting a genuine reaction for me. This is a really nice jersey. It's a really, really nice jersey. And obviously, their inspiration back from the late 30s to mid 50s. They don't go with the striping. They're going for a more modernized version. And Chicago has always had great jerseys. And this is just another great jersey to add to that plethora of amazing jerseys. This is an automatic 10 out of 10 for me. It really is. Because if you bring in this striping, it's going to be a really busy jersey. But again, when they did the Winter Classic against Boston, they basically replicated it with the black and white stripes. So that I can understand. But again, you're going for a more modernized version of a classic look, and this is a beautiful looking jersey. I give this an automatic 10 out of 10. Some people may disagree. That's fine. You are held to your opinion, but I think this is the best of the bunch so far. I say so far because we'll get to the better parts, and here it is. You literally can't say anything about it. You can't say anything negative about this. This is a beautiful redesign, revamp, reverse retro jersey for the Colorado Avalanche, calling back to the Quebec Nordiques. There of course have been rumors that there would be a retro night in Colorado, shouting back to the Quebec Nordiques, which of course was the team before they moved to Colorado. And this is just so well done. You added the Avalanche colors. You worked it into the jersey. You brought in I don't know what you call it, the Quebec Spear, or whatever you want to call that. I know Pelly is in love with it. Basically, every Colorado fan is in love with it. I'm not a Colorado fan, but I am in love with this jersey. I always thought Quebec had a really nice jersey and a really good logo. Some people don't like it because it's too basic. But come on, man. It's such a classic look. It's such a classic logo. And Colorado absolutely nailed it on the head. 10 out of 10. If I were able to, I would give it an 11 out of 10. It's just that damn good, man. It's that good. Colorado just well done. Well done. The Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm not sure how to feel about this. I'm glad they brought back the CBJ with the hockey stick. I'm glad they brought that back, which, of course, they wore from, the Rick Nash era. I actually have the blue version of this jersey in my closet. It's a Rick Nash, and it is gorgeous. For me, though, I kind of like that they're using red. It's a color that Columbus has never used as the main color of their jersey. I kind of like it. I kind of like the red. However, the white on the shoulders is too much for me. The white on the shoulders is way too much for me. You kind of took... I'm trying to think of a team here to use as an example. You took the route that, say... the Wolves took. The Sudbury Wolves, when they had their away jersey and had this white go all the way up and down their shoulders. I get why they're doing it because it's reverse retro. But the white's too busy for me. And that's what makes it lose points. The white's way too busy for me. I can't. I like the red. The striping is really busy on this jersey. I'm glad they got the stars on the wrist. You won't be able to see it really though when players are wearing it. I'm glad they brought back the classic logo. Just the white on the shoulders is too busy for me. I would give it a 7, honestly. The red saves it for me. The piping's too busy. Just bringing back that classic logo and using red as a main color saves this jersey for me. Just that white on the shoulders is too busy, man. I can't get with it. The Dallas Stars. This is one that I did see while I was out. And I gotta say, it's pretty damn interesting. Of course, Dallas released their new alternate, which of course is the black with the neon green. My eyes are still hurting from looking at it. This is a very interesting design. Now, of course, this is gray if I'm not mistaken. The jersey is gray. They brought back the classic star outline. They brought back the classic logo, which is just really, really well done. For me, though, I think the silver kind of blends into the gray jersey just a little bit too much. I feel like they should have gone with the gold. I could see why they're going with the reverse. I'll just say I get why they're going with the silver because it's a reverse retro. Just for me, I think the silver blends in too much with the gray jersey, and you can very much get lost. And the fact that they took away, the color from the bottom, again, I can understand why they did it, but the jersey from the inspiration was white to begin with, so why just make it gray and just change the bottom altogether? I get they're putting in their own modern twist on it, which I kind of do like, but I don't know, man. This is a tough one. I'm going to give it a 6. I got to rank it this low just because you lose, you get lost with the silver in the stars and the star. It gets blended into the jersey too much. The logo, bringing back the logo and, the star formation on the jersey saves this one for me. But taking away the color from the bottom and changing the logo, it's just too much for me. They brought back the Texas State shape as their alternate, which I think is really nice, and put it on the shoulder. But for me, this jersey, you can very much get lost in it. The Detroit Red Wings. Detroit, you could have done something with this, and you didn't. And I didn't even need to look at the inspiration to know what they were going with. I immediately said that's just their outdoor stadium, their outdoor Centennial Classic jersey. But it's worse. It's actually worse. This is a practice jersey. This is something you would see Fanatics sell for like $30. I'm sorry. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible. This is a really bad jersey. I can't possibly see anybody defending this except if you're a Detroit fan. But oh my God, man, haven't Detroit fans already gone through enough? It's not working for me. It's really not. And I get because it's Detroit, you can't really, their jersey is so simple that it works. And if you change it, then it's ruined. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't. Honestly, this is not a good jersey for me. I give it a 2. I'm giving it up a straight 2. At least they didn't change the main logo. It's just not working for me. Let's move on before I absolutely lose my mind. The Edmonton Oilers. Now, people thought this was going to be a very bright blue jersey or a very bright orange. There is a lot of bright orange on this jersey. My God, there's a lot of bright orange. But you know what? It kind of works. It kind of works. I could see this being an alternate for the Oilers going forward. I really could. Because, they have their Dayglow Orange, which is the jersey that's in front of me here over top of my monitor. And it's a more callback to this era of Oilers hockey, with Gretzky, Fuhr, Curry, and Messier. I kind of like it. I think the orange might be a bit of an eyesore to a lot of people. It's not Dayglow Orange. It's almost like highlighter orange by the looks of it. But again, it's that classic Oilers orange. And I think it kind of works. I'll give it an 8. The logo, you can't mess with it. And I'm glad they went back to, orange and blue. The numbers for me don't work. You should have made the numbers blue. I get why they reversed it. But I just think the orange is a very weird choice for a number font. It's just weird. It's a decent jersey. The Florida Panthers, my God, this is a beautiful jersey. This is something that I was hoping they would bring back. They brought back the Leaping Panther. Now, I wish they kept the Leaping Panther as a primary logo, or if you can, even work into the current logo you have, because this would make for an amazing primary home jersey. I will say that right away. That would be an amazing primary home jersey. And I wish they didn't get rid of it, man. They should have kept a look like this, especially when Adidas came along. This is a really well done jersey. And again, you have the sunshine with the hockey stick and palm tree alternate on your shoulder. They basically did wear this version of a blue jersey, but they're basically just reversing the red one, and it works. It absolutely works, and they put their modern spin on it. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. And I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 because you should have kept this logo. You absolutely should not have gotten rid of it. I'm sorry. I've grown to like the current Florida jerseys, but you never should have gotten rid of this look. You really never should have. The Los Angeles Kings. And again, they released the teaser for it, and people thought, oh, they're going to bring back the crown, and it's going to be good. They just used the Chevrolet logo that they used to have from when Gretzky was there and just turned it into the Lakers era. It's lazy. It's very lazy to me. I'm sorry, it doesn't work. It's really not a good look. Now, if they made this logo yellow instead of white, I would be dunking on this jersey until tomorrow. I get why they're going with the Lakers colors. I'm glad they left it like that. But if you're going to use Gretzky's picture as your inspiration, why not just make it a gray jersey? Why not just make it a gray jersey, reverse all the colors? You have a gray jersey instead of white. This gray turns to white, and the black turns to white, or it stays black, or something. This could have been better, LA. This could have been better. I give it a 6. You didn't screw the logo too much. If the logo was yellow, I would make this a 1 out of 10. The Lakers colors, I guess it kind of works, but the logo for me it's just a big fat no. The Minnesota Wild. Now when I first saw the teaser, I saw they were basically bringing back the North Stars look, and I was praying to God they wouldn't use the Wild logo, and they did, which I wish they didn't. I get they can't use the North Stars logo, but why not use the M alternate that you have on your shoulder and use that as your primary logo on your jersey? It would just work. And I feel like if you're going to use the North Stars look, you should have thrown in maybe the black. I can understand why they didn't. For me, this isn't really a reverse retro. The only thing that's retro about it is the jersey itself, just slapping the Minnesota Wild logo on it. Don't get me wrong, I like the Minnesota Wild logo in these colors. I think it's really sharp, but you lose points because you didn't really give a shout back to the North Stars part of Minnesota. You got the Minnesota part right, but you didn't get the North Stars part right. I'm sorry, but they should have used the M alternate that they have. I wonder if I can find this, then I'll show an example. My browser doesn't work all of a sudden, and now it's changing. Excuse me for 1 second, but just to, again, when you look at that jersey, I don't know how to feel about it. I really don't. And again, I will try to find this logo as quickly as I possibly can because this video is already running longer than it needs to. I just think that Minnesota could have done better with the jersey. We'll move on just because I want to get this video done as soon as possible. The Montreal Canadiens. This should be an alternate jersey permanently. This is a nice jersey. This is really, really good. And basically all you're doing is a color swap, and it works. It works so damn well. It just works so damn well. I love the blue, man. I'm a Toronto fan again, but Montreal has always had a great jersey. As much as Leafs fans will dunk on them because it's a toilet bowl. This is a great alternate, and I think they should keep this full time. I think you are going to make a butt ton of money using this jersey. If it were up to me, if I were to replace the Montreal jersey that I have in my closet, it would be with this one because it's that damn good. I would love to own that jersey, and if my Internet Explorer will allow me to show, this is the logo I'm talking about right here for Minnesota. You see how it has the stars in it? You can't really see it too well because of where my browser's pushed. But you can see what I mean with the stars in the M. I think it would have looked very well. Someone put a concept out there, and it looks good. It looks very good. Better than this. Better than this. Get rid of the Best Buy ad. The Nashville Predators. This is a very interesting move. And of course, they're staying with their yellow, which I can totally understand. But they brought back the silver sleeves, which I am a huge fan of. I always love the silver sleeve jerseys, especially with the blue. I thought it looked very, very sharp. But again, with the yellow, maybe it's a little bit on the busy side, but I like it. It's a nice spin on a very classic jersey that a lot of people have actually liked. And I forgot to give a rating on the Montreal, by the way. That's a 10 out of 10 right away. For Nashville, I would give this an 8. You adjusted the logo, which is okay. It's okay. It's a good looking logo. Again, you brought back the silver, which, and you brought back the classic number font too, which is great. I just feel like it loses points just because maybe the yellow is a little bit too front forward. But again, I can understand why. It's just not for me. Honestly, it's an 8 out of 10. The New Jersey Devils, they now have a second Christmas jersey, and it's now the actual green jersey. This is so good. It's a little weird where the placement of the Devils logo is, though. It's kind of low, don't you think? It's basically right on his belly, man. If you raise up that logo, then it works perfectly. Other than that, this is an amazing jersey. It really is. I still never really understood why the Devils went for that green and red color when they first came into the National Hockey League. And of course, with the black and red, it just works so much better. But people could come to love the Christmas jerseys, man. They're so good. I would own this in a heartbeat. This is a 10 out of 10. Well, actually, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. Move the logo up a little bit more, and perfect. The New York Islanders. I'm very disappointed. I really am. I was expecting something really great from the Islanders here, and I seen a tweet from someone saying, showing a picture of all the Islanders jerseys throughout the year and how it's just a vicious cycle and how they haven't changed much. The Islanders is a very basic and classic look. And I can understand, from the inspiration back in the heyday of Islanders hockey and making it with the, maybe in the mid 2000s or late 2000s dark blue, I can understand. But people wanted maybe not so much the fisherman logo, but to bring in the wave design of that jersey, which I think could have worked. I just think they could have done better with this. It's kind of lazy for me. It's too lazy for me. I'm sorry. It's not good enough. And again, I can understand why they didn't change anything, but this is just too lazy for me. I would give this a 4 out of 10. Again, you don't have to mess with the logo. They didn't really change much. I don't know. It's disappointing. The New York Rangers. Now, when I seen the teaser for this and people saw the alternate, people knew that Lady Liberty was coming back. It's back, but I'm not sure how to feel about it. I do have the Lady Liberty jersey, this exact jersey, not with the 2000 patch on it, but I have this exact jersey in my closet. It's a gorgeous jersey. I love it. For me, I'm glad they brought back the Lady Liberty, but again, they got rid of the part of the jersey that made it really stand out. You got rid of the red. I can understand why they did that. But why not then just, change the red to gray here? Or make a red version of this Lady Liberty jersey. That's just my opinion. You make a red version of this jersey. You keep the blue on here. And it should work. I know my opinion is not very popular for a lot of people in some regards. I think the Rangers and Adidas missed the mark on this one. Again, don't get me wrong. I'm glad they brought back the Lady Liberty logo. I think they should have kept this as an alternate logo throughout the years because it just works so damn well. I have to give this jersey a 7. out of 10. If the blue was red instead and they kept the blue on the forearm, excuse me as I hit my microphone again, then it would be an amazing reverse retro jersey. I think it would work very well. The Ottawa Senators. Now, of course, they have their new rebrand. They have brought back the 2D logo. They brought back the classic look. And now they are putting their spin on the black version that they used to wear back in the days, back in 1992-95. It's very red. It is very much red. But this is basically a very perfect version of a reverse swap of the black jersey. And again, New York, I'll say this. You could have gone red too. Your jersey was dark enough, you could have gone red just like Ottawa did. And it would have worked. For Ottawa, again, their rebrand was almost perfect. I say almost because I think their home jersey could have been done a little bit better. But the fact that they did bring in a red jersey, I think makes fans a little bit happier. People might say it's too bland and boring. I don't think it's that boring. I like this. I've liked the Senators rebrand, and I'm glad they brought back the 2D logo and got rid of that god-awful logo they used to have. My God, it was terrible. I would give this an 8 out of 10. Actually, no, I give it a 9. I give it a 9. No, actually, no. I give it a 10. This is a perfect reverse retro. This is what all the other teams should have done. Some teams definitely missed the mark. I think Ottawa got it perfect. They did exactly what they were supposed to. The Philadelphia Flyers is absolutely gorgeous. Now, of course, this was leaked actually not that long ago. And I should speed up here. But this was leaked a few weeks ago along with Pittsburgh's. You'll see it in a minute. And it's the same as the picture that was leaked. This is exactly what the Flyers were supposed to do with the Reverse Retro. They reversed pretty much almost everything, and now you got a good-looking jersey. So, for me, this is another 10 out of 10. This is a really, really nice-looking jersey. The Pittsburgh Penguins, I thought this was going to be white at first, but it's actually gray, which, again, makes sense. It really does make sense. It's a good-looking jersey. They brought back the Lemieux era jersey, and they made it work. This is a 9 out of 10 for me. This is a really, really good-looking jersey. The San Jose Sharks, they brought back the classic shark. I'm a little disappointed that they had to use the gray because of the reverse retro. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about this. I give it an 8 out of 10. I just think I'm not a fan of teams having to use the gray as part of the reverse retro. But for San Jose, it does still work. It's a good-looking jersey. St. Louis, wow, is this a busy jersey. I thought the blue ones were busy. Don't get me wrong, I love the blue versions of these. But my God, that red jersey is very much busy. And basically, they just swapped the colors. So the red became blue, the blue became red. It's the same as their retro alternate they wore last year or year before, whichever year that was. It's okay. It's okay. I give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's obviously you have to just go with the color swap. If it was yellow, this would just be hideous if it was yellow instead of red. The Tampa Bay Lightning. My God, this is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. They bring back the old Lightning logo. And they basically just do a color swap and it works. It works so damn well. This is a really good looking jersey. And honestly, in my opinion, this was Tampa Bay's best jerseys at the time. Because now it's just way too basic. It's just way too basic. 9 out of 10 for Tampa. This is a really, really nice jersey. Bravo to Tampa for bringing back this classic look. Of course, the look that brought you a Stanley Cup and an All-Star game back in the earlier days of Tampa Bay hockey. Really well done. I didn't want to have to get here, but here we are. The Toronto Maple Leafs. Again, with the gray, I can understand why. But, oh my God. No. In the teaser, it was white. It was white in the teaser. Now, all of a sudden, it's gray. Just no. No. I'm a Leafs fan day in, day out. But just no. No. And the logo is ginormous. And it's also blue. It blends into the jersey too much. It's not good. The logo is ginormous. They use the wrong logo. Because you could tell from the inspiration from Mr. Sittler here. Toronto missed the mark here. I have to say Toronto missed the mark. This is not good. This is a 1 out of 10 for me. And I know I'm going to have Toronto fans come after me for this. It's not good. It's not. The silver is not part of the Leafs color scheme. The gray is not a part of a lot of teams' color scheme. It does not work for me. It doesn't work for what the Toronto Maple Leafs are. It's not good. I'm sorry. It's not good. You would get more points if you changed the logo from blue to white. I think it would work a little bit better. But they absolutely missed the mark. The Vancouver Canucks have brought back the gradient. And again, they're putting their more modern spin on it. Some people hate this. I don't mind it. I'm not the biggest fan of when Vancouver had the gradient either. With the green, it is kind of strange. But I don't mind it. I really don't. I kind of like it. It's a nice modern spin on it. I dig it. I kind of like it. It's not going to get very high marks for me. I would give it a 7 out of 10. I feel like... I feel like if it was a reverse retro, they would have made the blue-green and just swapped the blue and green. They would have made the base color green and the gradient into blue. I think that would make more sense as a reverse retro. So I give it a 7 out of 10. I don't mind it. I really don't. It's a good look. The Vegas Golden Knights. Now, a lot of people are wondering why Vegas made their jersey like this. Now, first, let me say, of course, they unveiled their gold alternate jersey not too long ago. If they had used this star logo on that gold alternate, which I've been saying for a while they should have done that, it would have absolutely been fantastic. If you have an alternate jersey, you should have an alternate logo, not the same logo. There, I said it. Don't yell at me. Now, getting to this jersey, people are wondering why they went with this design, and I'll explain why. And Sports Logos does a good reason of explaining why. Back in 1993 to 1998, as you can see, Las Vegas did have a semi-pro team called the Las Vegas Thunder. And here is the design of their jersey. And now you look at the Vegas one, and it is exactly the same. It's pretty much the same. They switched out the silver part to their gold. They switched out the black to the gray. They switched out, I guess, their main color to black. And they made it very red. It's very, very red. I dig it. I kind of like it, actually. It's a really nice looking jersey. Again, I think you should have used this Star with Swords logo as your alternate on your gold alternate jersey. But it works on this reverse retro jersey. I give it a 9 out of 10. This is a pretty nice, shout out to the past of when Las Vegas did have a semi-pro team. I think this is really well done by Vegas. I don't know why people are dunking on it. I think it's a really great look. The Washington Capitals have brought back the Screaming Eagle, and I am in love with this jersey. I absolutely love it. They put the modern spin on it. Of course, it's red, and the Eagle looks great. I think I'm going to say it. The Eagle looks great. They brought back that Capitals. They brought back the Capitol building logo and the classic font. 10 out of 10. There's no debate about this, in my opinion. This is very well done. I have 2 Screaming Eagles jerseys in my collection. It's a Bondra and a Yager. This is just so well done. And when they said it was going to be reverse retro, literally everybody said it was either going to be the Capitol building or, the other 99.9% that said the Screaming Eagle's coming back. And the Screaming Eagle is coming back, and it's very well done. And finally, we finish up with the Winnipeg Jets. For me, I can understand what they're going with here. And it's okay. It's not bad, honestly. Again, they use the classic Jets logo. They're going with their older iteration of their classic Jets look when they had, 1979 to 1990 before they changed it up to what their current, alternate and past, Heritage Classic jerseys look like. This is kind of out of left field in a lot of people's minds. The gray, they used the current colors and worked it into a classic Jets look. It kind of works. I feel like they went the Vegas route and are using gray as... I'm not sure if this is going to be a home or away jersey for them. I'm not too sure. They could wear it at home and it's technically classified as an away. It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but I'm not going to complain about it. It's not the worst jersey I've seen. I would give this one maybe a 7 out of 10. I feel like using the light blue on the captaincy is a bit much. I don't know. It's not my cup of tea. Honestly, I'm not going to bash it too much because I understand what the point they were going with is. Yeah, I don't mind it. That's what I'll say. I don't mind it. So that is all 31 NHL teams as Reverse Retro. If I were to pick a top 3, and my God, there's a lot of jerseys to put in a top 3. In third, I'd probably put the Panthers, because I really love that logo and I love that jersey. In second, actually no, in third I gotta put Blassie. In second, I would have to put, as we'll scroll down here, in second, I would definitely put the Washington Screaming Eagle, and in first, you probably already know which one it is. I think it's somewhat obvious. As we'll come back up to it, it's the Colorado Nordiques. Let's call them that. This has to be number 1 in my book. It's just so well done. It's a great shout out to the past. If I were to pick a bottom 3, I think third worst out of the bunch, I would probably put Columbus at third worst. Again, the logo saves it from being the worst jersey. At number 2, I would have to put LA's. I just don't like that they use the Chevrolet logo on the Lakers era. And the worst one for me, it has to be Toronto's. Toronto absolutely missed the mark here. For me, they missed the mark. It's worse than Winnipeg's. It's worse than the Islanders, and it's definitely worse than Detroit. Actually, no. Oh my God! This is the hard part. At number 3, I'd probably put Columbus. At 2 would be Toronto. Number 1 definitely has to be Detroit. That's my bottom 3. Detroit this is not a good jersey. This is something that you would get at a discount store or maybe a dollar store. I'm sorry, Wings fans, but this is just not a good jersey. They could have done so much better with this. I can understand why they didn't, or why they couldn't, because it's a basic color concept. It just doesn't work. Anyway, that's my review and reactions to the Adidas Reverse Retro jerseys. Let me know what you guys think about the jerseys and my ratings down in the comments below. And again, I would love to add a few of these jerseys to my collection, but that's hard to come by nowadays. But anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you did enjoy it, please leave a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought about my ratings, and let me know what your favorite Reverse Retro jersey is from the bunch. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.